This is how I process all my vocals in BandLab iPhone. Today I'm just going to be showing you a quick short video on how I get all my vocals set up and everything. So then everything is all set for my song to be released. Right now we're working on a song called Famous People. This is going to be one of my latest release. So if we go and we listen to this, we got a beat right here. I really like this beat. It has a really Ed Sheeran type of Beautiful People type beat. And as you can see, we hear the background, and we hear the vocals in the background. I'm gonna turn the volume down, sorry. So, with my vocal, my background vocals, I added an effect, so it adds a build-up effect. It's a transition effect with my vocals. So, for my background vocals, I usually add a delay. And I make that delay about 55 to 60% because I want it to sound like an ambient. I want it to sound ambient. So when my background vocals hit, they should sound ambient and they should sound washed out by the reverb. So my reverb, I use studio reverb, and my reverb should be 55. I usually do 55 to 60. And I also add a feedback killer. So without the feedback killer, if we play it real quick, it's going to sound something like... You can hear the vocals too much. Now if I add the feedback killer on... Add feedback killer back on, it sounds quiet and wash. Just like that. And it kind of sounds like an ambient, like, we are. Just like that. Now, when you get into the back, you get into the track right here. I got my old black shoes. So, originally, without any of this, so we turn off the compressor, we turn off the graphic EQ, we turn off the de-esser, everything. It's just everything in general. Let's turn out the de-esser. It sounds something like this. Because I pre-record all my vocals already. Everything's already done.
She got a dress from a small shop.
So, de-esser is going to help me get rid of that sound, and a lot of feedback that's on the track. So I always add a de-esser. I usually do it. De-esser depends on how strong your S's are, how strong your feedback is when you sing. So you have a really punchy sounds. I would suggest using something like 4,500 to 5,500. Now, if you have a less S sound, you have a less kind of feedback, less poppy sounds, I would go for more 7,500, 7,500 to 8,000. But I use that, and I would go for something about minus 26 threshold to minus 22. I usually do 27 to 30, but remember, the more punchy you are, the less punchy it's going to alter. So for my graphics EQ, so 100 EQ removes muddiest, removes mud, the muddy sound, that muddiness sound, everything like that. So usually if you're going for something like Chase Atlantic, which is more R&B and alternative pop, you would go for something like minus 10. And when you play that, it's going to sound something like...
She got a dress from a small shop.
It sounds a lot less muddy, but we want it at 6 because we're going for more of a pop sound. So you want a little bit of that muddiness to boost the low ends of the frequencies. So it sounds more in tune with the instrumental. 200 hertz, it's about the same thing. These are all low ends. When we get to the high ends, we get about 800. 800 will remove a little bit of muddiness. I can't remember what it does, or a little bit of muddiness. So I put it at about -1 because I don't want it to be too not muddy. And I'm pretty sure it also boosts the mid frequency because that's mid frequency. So I want to move a little bit of the mid frequency so it's not too washed out sounding. The reason why I have the high frequency at -3, see, the high frequency is something that I like to mess around with. So if you're doing a Chase Atlantic song, like I said, you're doing all R&B, dark alternative pop, anything like that, you're going to want that to be you're going to want that to be above. You want the high frequency to be boosted. So you're going to want to do maybe, let's say we're doing Into It by Chase Atlantic. Into It by Chase Atlantic would have something that like +6. Because you want that frequency to be boosted so you can really hear the vocals. Now if we're going something for more like Ed Sheeran, like we're going for pop, we're going to want to go -3. So we're going to go -2 to 3. And the reason I do that is because it lowers the high frequency so the vocals aren't too boosted and they aren't too airy and too out there. So they're more under and in tune with the presets of the instrumental. Now, The reason why I have this at 10 and 80, I have it at 10 because we want tight and compressed vocals. We want tight compressed vocals so then they can lay on the track. And for pop songs, a lot of the song comes mainly from the track, as you know. The vocals will mix in, but the instrumental does a big part. A lot of instrumentals are catchy, just like that. So we want our compressor to be at 10 and 80, maybe around 120 is going to be more like fresh out breath, like breathable vocals. They're like, it's easier for it to breathe more. But a lot of the times I do minus 23 for the threshold, minus 23 to 27, in the ratio. Now for my pop vocals, for what I'm going for is I'm going for a tight compressed vocal. So I'm going to do something for the ratio that's low, like 3.5, because 3.5 is going to make it a lot more compressed and a lot more tight. If you want it to breathe, I'd go for something like, let's say Chase Atlantic again, because, you know, I love listening to Chase Atlantic. For my Chase Atlantic songs, what I do is I do 4.5. I do 4.5 to 4.1 depending, or 4.2 depending on the track. So like that's about it. And then basically I add chorus, because chorus always helps with the track. We have chorus.
She got it blessed from a small shop.
It already adds to it. You can already hear it and everything. It literally adds to it. It makes a slight chorus effect in the background, which allows it to be more, how do I say this? More stereo spread with the track. Now, if we turn that on and we listen to this quick, we got... I really like those background vocals. Those are super good background vocals.
She got it blessed from a small shop. I got my old Beck's shoes. We walked into that big room with nothing left to prove.
That's with reverb.
They had their names on screens. They had their cars outside.
And you guys get to listen to a little snippet of my new song coming out. So anybody watching this, props to you. You get to listen to my new song. So that's about all I do for my vocals. Everything's on BandLab. Everything's done on my phone. Sometimes I use Logic Pro. I don't use it all the time. I do have a MacBook, but I'm a lot more better with BandLab because, of course, BandLab's easy. I mean, I'm just getting into producing too. I haven't been producing for too long. I've been singing for about only 5 to 4 years. So I do have some work to do. I have a lot to practice on, but that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed.